coverage of the Boys Dual Team Wrestling Championship is proudly presented by Country Companies Insurance. When it matters most, the country's behind you. And by Pepsi. Nothing else is a Pepsi. It is loud and raucous here at the East Side Center in East Peoria, Illinois, as Fox Sports presents the Illinois High School Association Dual Team State Wrestling Championships. Hi, everybody. Along with Dan Cliff, I'm Tom Stalker. Previously at the Assembly Hall in Champaign, we crowned the best individual wrestlers in the state of Illinois. But Dan, tonight we're going to find out just which team indeed is the best.
That's right. With a dual meet team, you have to find out who has the most balance across the board, the depth across the board in the 14 weight classes to win the championship. And we're going to have some outstanding matchups today.
In our Class AA finals, two teams, a dream matchup. Mount Carmel and Providence rank the top two teams in the state, and these two teams certainly are no strangers.
No, this will be the fourth meeting of these two teams. Mount Carmel won the dual meet early in the year, but Providence has overcome two matches in Geneseo and as well as the Catholic League.
Meanwhile, in Class A, we've got Coal City and Oregon, and both these teams, Dan, have been to the title game, the title bout, but they have not come away with a big prize.
That's right. Oregon beat #1 ranked Montini this afternoon in the semis, and we were runner-up last year. Coal City has been here twice, but neither team has won the championship.
Now, in terms of the scoring at today's event, a little bit of a different wrinkle. In the individual bouts, obviously, you'll still get 2 points for a takedown, 2 points for a reversal, 1 point for escape, and 2 or 3 points for the near fall. But it depends on how much you win your bout by, determines how many points you get for your team, Dan.
That's correct. Bonus points are critical here. If you earn 6 points for a fall, forfeit, or disqualification and default, for technical fall, you get 5 points, and for a major decision, which is 8 to 14 points, your team gets 14 points. As opposed to a decision, you get 3 points.
We're going to start tonight at 215 pounds and go through 14 weight classes and then crown the state champs in A and AA. Back with the start after this. This is the first time that the dual team championships have been held here at East Side Center in East Peoria. They were at Huff Hall on the University of Illinois campus last year, but a scheduling conflict moved it here. And I'll tell you what, there have been a lot of pro and cons I've heard from all day, Dan, but the one thing I think is the best thing, this is very intimate. The fans are right on top of the action.
It's very loud. There's not a bad seat. You're very close to the mats. That's a positive thing moving to this venue.
We have 4 meets going on at once. 2 of them are the championships. The Class AA, obviously, and the Class A. But also going on simultaneously will be the battles for 3rd place in Class A and AA. So you essentially, Dan, have 4 individual dual meets going on. Unlike in the individual championships where they don't start the weight class until both A and AA are through, these 2 finals will totally run independent of each other.
Right, and they'll just keep running over and over and over, just keep going through. It's very important to note here, though, that there's a lot of strategy involved in these dual meets. You know, it's not who wins or who loses each individual match. It's how many positive points, team points, you can get out of each match.
The other thing is, Dan, they changed this up a few years ago. Instead of always starting at 103 pounds and maybe putting all the pressure on the heavyweights, they have a blind draw. And tonight we're starting at 215 pounds, which ironically is the new weight class they added this year.
It's a new weight class, and the heavyweight gets to go second, 275 pounds, and the little guys will follow after that with 103 through 12 and so on.
The broadcast rights for this event have been granted to Fox Sports Chicago and Intersport Television by the Illinois High School Association. Any reproduction or rebroadcast of this event without the express written consent of Fox Sports Chicago, Intersport, and the IHSA is prohibited. We're going to start at Class A at 215 pounds. Then they go, as Dan said, to 275, then 203 pounds. And our first match is brought to you by our good friends at Country Companies Insurance. In this Class A, Oregon will be wearing the red, and Coal City will be wearing the green. And in our first match here for Oregon, it is Chad Gaston. And for Coal City, it is John Trotter.
Dan Felcher is the official, and he's got the match started already, and we're off. Both wrestlers are starting to feel each other out, and the Oregon wrestler, Gaston, is taking a shot in on the leg.
They wrestle for 3 individual 2-minute periods.
And we've got a takedown here for Gaston. That's 2 points.
And that is the individual scoring on this bout. Depending on the winning margin for the winner, that determines the individual team points they'll get in the team battle. Anywhere from 3 points to 6 points in the team battle, depending on the mode of victory.
Each match will be 6 minutes long, and we're in the first period now, going on 1 minute. They go out of bounds, and your official is bringing them back to the center.
Now, Dan, they can wrestle there on the edge of the circle, but they aren't stopped until the support points of both wrestlers are outside the circle, correct?
Not all the support points, but two of one and one of the other. We've got an escape. That means he's gotten away from control of Gaston. That makes the score 2-1. Now they're in on a head tie. Trotter's trying an underhook.
.36 seconds to go in the first period.
A shot by Gaston and countered by Trotter.
This Coal City team had one of the most exciting dual team bouts in their match with Harvard in the quarterfinals that I had seen. They finished through all 14 weight classes dead even at 25, and they had to go to 5 different points of criteria before they finally got a tiebreaker and a winner, giving Coal City the emotional victory over Harvard.
Oh, it was a great matchup, and as you said, it went to the 5th tiebreaker, which means they have criteria they have to go down to decide who's going to be the winner of a tied dual meet, and Coal City was the winner.
It's not almost as complicated as determining the NFL playoff situation, but not quite.
Well, the first tiebreaker is the number of matches won. Then it goes to the number of matches you've won by fall. Then the number of matches you've won by technical fall, major decision, and so on.
John Trotter's in the green. Chad Gaston is in the red. In this match, Gaston leading 2-1 early in the second period. Meanwhile, at AA, in the 215 pounds, it is Will McDermott of Providence in the green and Matt Petrowitz of Mount Carmel in the brown, and they just finished the first period with no score. Mount Carmel dual team champions in 92, 93, and 94. Coached by the veteran Bill Wick, his 13th year at Mount Carmel. Providence, they are the defending Class AA champs in this event. They also won it in 88 and 89. They're the runner-up in 90 and third 4 times. So Providence is used to being in this final event as they go out of the circle.
Providence has had a very successful program throughout the years, and they placed numerous times here in these championships.
1-0, the lead for Petrowitz. A minute 20 to go in the second round at AA.
They go out of bounds into the table. They had a skirmish there, and they went out of bounds, and the scorer's table got in the way. Both of them looking, trying to get inside position. And we got 1 point. That point was for stalling. McDermott was in on a single, countered by the Mount Carmel wrestler, and spins. And He scores 2 points takedown as they go out of bounds.
In the 215-pound bout in Class A, it wound up with Chad Gaston getting the pin. And let's take a look as he takes down Trotter.
Takes him down with a double leg, puts a half Nelson in. As you can see the official looking for the fall. There it is, right there.
It came at the 1:17 mark of the second period. So that was 16 points for Oregon. They lead 6-0 as we go back to double A. Will McDermott of Providence, Matt Petrowitz of Mount Carmel. Right now it's Petrowitz leading 3-1.
McDermott scores with an escape in the neutral position now.
30 seconds to go in the second round. And they're out of the circle. Again, McDermott with a 3-2 lead. This is our first weight class in double A at 215 pounds. The next up will be the big boys at 275 pounds.
McDermott tries to pummel inside. Now he tries a double leg. They call it a double leg because they're going for both legs to try to shoot in and take the wrestler down. And they go out of bounds. Another attempted takedown countered by Petrovic. And the time goes out before he was able to come around for a takedown.
We had another quick pin in Class A at 275 pounds. Let's go to it. Jack Leffler of Coal City and Nate Winters of Oregon. Leffler in the green with control of Winters.
Leffler is a state champion this year. He earned last week at Champaign, and he showed why he's a state champion, earning the fall.
He got the pin at 108. The Class A team battle tied at 6. A minute 41 to go in the third period.
Another shot attempt countered, and the referee calls him out of bounds. You see the Mount Carmel wrestler's right knee was on the out of bounds, and that's the reason why he determined that both wrestlers were out of bounds.
We mentioned Mount Carmel, coached by Bill Wick. Keith Healy is in his 6th year as the head coach at Providence. A dual meet record of 139 wins, only 28 losses. This bout here at 215 pounds is dead even at 3-3 with a minute 18 to go in the third period. Providence in the green, Mount Carmel in the brown with the yellow and white.
1 point green, stalling red.
So McDermott now has a 4-3 lead in his bout.
Now they're both trying to pummel in to get inside position. McDermott with the underhook. An attempted throw. Missed and countered by McDermott, and that's 2 points for Providence.
He takes a 6-3 lead. 36 seconds ago, they're out of the circle.
.35 seconds left in the match. The Providence wrestler now, what he wants to do is control the Mount Carmel wrestler and keep him down so that he gets the win.
By starting on top here, he has control. And you see Petrowitz try to get out of the circle, and he did. He took McDermott with him. And now 32 seconds to go in the third period.
One point for Mount Carmel there, makes the score 6-4. Takedown will tie it.
Petrowitz got away. Just 6 seconds ago, they're out of the circle.
Petrowitz tries to throw him. But he has to score 2 points to tie it up. Got a little shoelace problem here.
Petrowicz needs a takedown with not much time remaining. No. Out of the circle, and McDermott wins it 6-4. And that's 3 points in the team battle for Providence over Mount Carmel. Let's switch over now to 103 pounds in Class A. As you see, McDermott's arm raised in victory. We're already in our third weight class over in Class A between Justin Halliday of Coal City and Eric Berg of Oregon. Let's go over now to Class A. They are in the second period, 1:17 remaining. And right now it's Eric Berg of Oregon leading 6-0.
Eric's trying to step over to get a reversal. Oh, he's got a Granby roll. It means he's got the wrist and the leg. He has control, and he's looking to get back points.
He got 2 points on the takedown. He leads 8-0. Under a minute for the second period.
You see the official counting. That means that the wrestler in green is in a disadvantage, and he's exposed his back, and red is scoring back points.
Depending how long you have those shoulder blades of your opponent within 45 degrees of the mat, that depends on how you, whether you get 2 points or 3 points in the near fall, right?
Right. If you count over 2 seconds, that's going to be a 2-point near fall. Over 5 seconds would be a 3-point near fall.
Right now it's 11-0 Eric Berg. He's already got a major decision, a decision by a margin of 8 points or more. So he's got 4 points in the standings right now for Oregon. But he's still got time in the third period. His time in the second period runs out of maybe getting 2 more takedowns and getting a technical fall.
Right. He didn't score any back points there because Halliday's back was out of bounds. He has to expose his back inbounds to score back points.
Just 2 seconds left to go in the third period. Again, it's 11-0 Eric Berg over Justin Halliday. And that's the lead he'll take going into the final period. Over at AA in 275 pounds. For Mount Carmel, Gary Young. For Providence, Tom Lenahan. And Young right now has got Lenahan in trouble.
He's got him in a headlock position. He's trying to score a fall here. Bruce Bartos, the official, is down looking for the fall, and he calls it. That's 16 points. 16 points for Mount Carmel.
The fall at 1:36 of the first period. And so 6 points, as you mentioned, for Carmel. And they now take a 6-3 lead in the team battle with Providence.
As we said earlier, bonus points become very crucial.
Back with more of the dual team state wrestling championships after this. Back at Eastside Center, Tom Stalker, Dan Cliff with you. This is AA, 103 pounds. Matt Casala for Providence, Matt Bailey for Mount Carmel. And right now it is Casala make that Bailey with a 2-0 lead on an early takedown just 40 seconds into the first period here.
Well, we've got a 2-point reversal here for the Providence wrestler, Kukla. And he's running a mill series, which is a half Nelson. It's named after Gene Mills from
Just to update you, at 103 pounds, Eric Berg of Oregon won 13-0 to get his team 4 more points in the standings and a 10-6 lead in Class A through 3 weight classes. This is AA here, our third weight class, 103 pounds. A 2-2 tie with just 42 seconds to go in the first round. Matt Casala for Providence and Matt Bailey. Oh, we have a change. There was a change for Mount Carmel. It was not Bailey. And we'll explain this to you. It's Frank McNaughton. We do not know who the wrestlers are until they absolutely report to the table. And I think they were slow in changing a number of the table across the way. So McNaughton for Mount Carmel battling Casala here.
McNaughton just scored with a roll and came out with a reversal. Makes the score 4-2, Mount Carmel. With 10 seconds in the first period. Official called a caution for an illegal starting position. He just got a little over anxious. He's putting a crossbody ride in, using his legs, trying to cradle around the legs and the head so he can turn him to his back to score back points.
And going into the second period, 4-2 McNaughton. And part of the confusion we had in knowing who the wrestlers are is one of the great things about dual team wrestling. It's kind of like if you were playing Major League Baseball and you started the game without the lineup cards filled in, you don't know who's going to wrestle that particular weight class until they actually report into the officials table.
That's what adds to the strategy of the sport here with the dual meets, because the other coach doesn't know who you're going to wrestle either. We got a cradle here and no back points. He's running a crossbody ride. Oh, he did score back points. Now he's put a crossbody ride with a power half series in. The official calls that potentially dangerous. The official's #1 responsibility is to make sure that the wrestler stays safe and nobody gets hurt. And that's why you'll see that signal once in a while with the official making sure that the wrestlers don't get hurt.
As we mentioned at the outset, 4th meeting of the year for these two legendary programs. At Geneseo, it was Providence who won. And Providence ended Mount Carmel's 7-year stranglehold on the Catholic League title by beating him in the Catholic League. But then at a dual team, one-on-one, just like this, it was Mount Carmel who came out and took the #1 ranking with the head-to-head victory.
That's right. But they wrestled once before, but this is a whole new meet. You can wrestle different people each time, and a different outcome can happen.
Let's get a quick update over at 100.
Nelson to his back. He's got the Mount Carmel wrestler in trouble. It's a fall. That's 16 points for the Providence wrestler.
So Casala got the fall at 3:32, and Providence now with a 9-6 lead in the team battle. Meanwhile, we had a fall in 112 pounds at Class A between Tony Combs and Jason Bausman. Combs in the green, and very quickly, just 40 seconds into the bout, he had Bausman in trouble.
Another half Nelson, and he hooks his legs, and it forces his back to go down on the mat for 2 seconds, so that's called a fall. 2 exciting matches so far.
Already 3 falls in Class A in just 4 weight classes. Over to AA now, where we pick up this 112-pound match. In the green for Providence, it's Paul Ogle. And in the brown for Mount Carmel, that's Kevin Butler.
Both wrestlers were state qualifiers this year in Champaign, so we're going to see an outstanding match here in AA. They're both tangled up here a little bit. One trying to counter the other. Angle trying to run a half Nelson arm series. Now he's in a front headlock situation. One-point escape awarded by Bruce Bartos, the official.
And that gets Butler on the board. He trails 2-1 with a minute to go in the first period. Butler
Butler attempted a tip, but they went out of bounds, and they'll start in the center again. Butler with a shot attempt. Another shot attempt. But Angle's got him extended out. Looks like he's countering him to take him down. Oh, there's a two-point takedown.
Ogle with a 4-1 lead. Just seconds remaining in the first round.
Mount Carmel, Providence was looking for back points there, but there was no count by the official.
At the end of the first period, it is Paul Ogle leading Kevin Butler by the score of 4-1. This is 112 pounds, our fourth weight class. Our next weight class will be 119 pounds.
Ogle deferred his choice to the third period, and Butler chose down. Butler's going to try to make an attempt at an escape.
Now, he did that as part of his strategy. He intentionally did that, right?
Correct. If he chews down, he can stand up and get away and score a one-point escape. But Angle chose to defer to the third period, so he knew what he had to choose. Now we're here with a cross-body right again.
It's got to be the most difficult part to maintain leverage on your opponent, but yet you're trying to improve your position. But if you relax just for a second, you can wind up back on the bottom in a quick reversal.
Oh, easily. If you're riding the cross-body ride and you get too high, you can easily be reversed.
For many of these wrestlers, Dan, this is their third bout of the day. Is that unusual in this sport?
No, because you have tournaments throughout the year where 3 matches happen in a day. In the state rule is you can't have more than 5, so.
Wow. We could keep going then.
Yeah.
45 seconds to go in the second round. Ogle of Providence, a 4-1 lead over Kevin Butler.
Butler in on a single leg, trying to score. Ogle's countering him. As you can see, he's pulling his ankle, trying to stop him from scoring. Angle's trying to come out around over the top of his hips so he can score a takedown here. They're very close to out of bounds.
Just 7 seconds to go in the second round. They're right on the edge of the circle, and time runs out, and Ogle has a 4-1 lead. This is at 112 pounds. In the team battle right now, it is Providence leading 9-6.
But it's real early yet. Now Ogle tries the down position and try to stand up, but he was countered with a tight waist, brought down by Butler. Now it's Butler's turn to try to score back points on top.
You know, a lot of times, Dan, when you get the top 2 programs like this, they don't always meet in the final round, and this is what has really added to the luster of this AA championship. These are clearly the 2 best teams in the state, and they're meeting here with it all on the line as it's supposed to be.
That's true. The state tournament is a blind draw, and unfortunately this time both of them were on different sides of the bracket, and they end up in the championship.
In the past, we have had it where the top two teams have met in quarterfinals or semifinals. But this is living up everything to what it was billed to be, and it could very well go down to the last weight class, which, by the way, will be 189 pounds. 35 seconds to go.
We just scored 1 point for stalling.
So Ogle now a 4-2 lead. His lead has shrunk to just 2 points. And a takedown by Butler. Though he starts in control here. He might let him escape. Nope, he's going to go ahead and stay on top.
Got to stand up. So Butler dropped down to a single leg to keep him from escaping.
22 seconds remaining.
The official stopped the match because he was bending his knee, and like I said before, he makes sure that the wrestler doesn't get hurt. Now he's going to try the optional start, which means he's going to put his hands on his back and he'll probably let him go. Nope, he attacks him.
Are you obligated to let him escape if you do that? Put the diamond on the back of the hand, back of the back?
No, you're not obligated, but a lot of times you do let him go. That's a safe way to release your opponent, but here he tried to come down on him and try to turn him from that position.
Just 3 seconds left. And Ogle wins 4-2, a decision for Providence, and they now take a 12-6 lead in the team battle. Quickly, let's go over to Class A, where in our 119-pound in the green, it's Doug Randolph. In the red, it's Tom Bottoms. And right now, it is Bottoms leading 11-5 in the third period. Just 30 seconds remaining.
Tom Bottoms didn't place in the state this year, but in 1997, he was third place. So he's a quality wrestler from Oregon.
Right now a 7-point margin, but now it's a 9-point margin and a major decision with 14 seconds remaining.
That's an additional bonus point over a decision, so that's important. The quality matches like this, you have to have every bonus point you can get.
"14 seconds left. This is Class A at 119 pounds. Right now it is Coal City leading 12-10. Oh, and there is an escape for Randolph, which took away the major decision.
No, he overruled himself. He conferred with the assistant official and said it was not an escape.
So it goes as 15-7.
No, I checked the final score. I think he was overruling the takedown.
Okay. So it's 15-8 the final. Bottoms win, and not a major. So a decision for Oregon, and they take a 13-12 lead. Back with more of the Illinois High School Association State Dual Team Wrestling Championships after this. Welcome back. We're at East Side Center in East Peoria. We're at 119 pounds in AA. For Providence, it's Mark Warren. For Mount Carmel, it's Chris Harney. Late in the first round. Right now, it's Warren leading 4-2.
Warren was a state qualifier this year, but he was a state champion in 1997 at 103 pounds. So he's got him on his back. Officials looking for the fall.
Time runs out in the first period. There was the buzzer. 3 back points for Warren, and he finishes the first period leading 7-2.
Harney chooses the down position. Warren's on top, trying to work his wrist, and now he puts the half Nelson in with the far wrist. What he's trying to do is get his arm back behind his back so he can use the leverage to turn him to his back.
scoring yet in the second period. Still 7-2 Warren.
There's an escape
for Harding, and he now trails 7-3. 1:05 to go in the second round.
Warren with a shot countered by Harding. And 2 for Warren. 2 takedown. Makes the score 9-3 with 45 seconds left. Now he's trying a reverse cradle. Try to lock his hands, take him to his back.
How much of this, Dan, is thinking literally on your back or on your toes in how to get into a certain hold situation?
There's some thinking involved, but a lot of it is instinct as you wrestle throughout the years and you drill and practice. You know, it becomes instinctive. He's got the cradle, but he's not able to take him to his back.
The period ends 9-3 Warren over Harding. Over at Class A at 125 pounds, Brent Suter dominating his match. He has now taken a 15-4 lead. He had some near fall points there over Ryan Marchetti of Coal City. 16 seconds left in the first round, and an 11-point lead already for Brent Suter.
Suter was third in the state this year, and he's a very outstanding wrestler. Riding the inside wrist series right now, trying to break the wrestler down.
He's already got an 11-point margin. That's a major decision, but he's got a chance as the first period ends for a technical fall. Right now, Oregon leading 13-12 in the team battle.
Suter has deferred his choice. Oh, check that, he's taken down.
Obviously feeling he can come back with a quick escape, then get a takedown and come up with 3 points in a hurry.
Yep, there's an escape and a takedown in a hurry. Now he's turned him loose again for an intentional escape.
It's 18-5. Another takedown. They're out of the circle. Another takedown for Suter. And the bout is ended as a 15-point margin in a technical fall.
There he is with a front headlock situation. They ducked underneath. Now he's behind him. All he has to do is take him to the mat, and the match will be over. There it is.
A 20-5 margin, 15-point margin, and a technical fall for Brent Suter at the 2:31 mark of the match. And he picks up 5 points in the standings for his team. And Oregon now an 18-12 lead in the team battle. Over at AA, they're still at 119 pounds, and Mark Warren is being checked by the trainers. There's just 34 seconds remaining in his bout with Chris Harney. Warren leading 11-3. And again, right now with the 8-point margin, has the major decision and 4 team points.
Yeah, he just got a little bloody nose, got bumped a little bit. They're attending to that right now. There's Coach Bill Wick. Coach Bill Wick's got over 600 wins in his career. He's assistant Olympic coach numerous times. Outstanding coach.
13th year he has been at Mount Carmel, and like his opponent's Providence, Mount Carmel, the name synonymous with the best in AA wrestling in the state of Illinois. They'll resume with 34 seconds remaining in the third round. An 8-point edge for Mark Warren, who starts in control.
Warren's trying to break him down, but Harney is trying to switch him to try to come around and score a reversal, but he's not having any luck so far.
Just 13 seconds left. And the it's ended. Mark Warren wins 11-3. A major decision and 4 points in the standings for Providence. And they lead now 16-6. Back with more of the IHSA State Dual Team Wrestling Championships after this. Join Chet Kopic for the fastest half hour of sports on television in the game room. It's unparalleled coverage of your favorite local teams with features, interviews, and more. Get into the game room weeknights at 7 or before the game on Fox Sports Chicago. Back at Eastside Center, East Peoria. Tom Stalker and Dan Cliff with you. We are at 130 pounds. Brad Bauer in the red from Oregon. Ian Elliott in the green from Coal City. 1:33 to go in the second round, and Bauer with a 2-0 lead. You know, this Oregon team, 7 first-time starters this year. They don't really have any superstars, but this is why they're here. They have great balance across the 14 weight classes.
They're doing a great job this year, and they're wrestling very well at the end of the year, and that's a tribute to the coaching staff. A warning called on Red. That means he's stalling on the bottom.
If he's warned again, that's a point for his opponent.
Right.
And right now, Bauer, who's on the bottom, is leading 2-0. 47 seconds remaining in the first round.
Elliott's got a cradle. He's trying to turn him towards his back. The official's saying no points yet. Now he's counting.
So some near fall points. Elliott's got 2 near fall points right now. And he may pick up 3.
Yeah, he's got 3. You can see the 3 points in Dan Fulcher's hand.
You see the referee has 2 different wristbands, and you see he holds up the wristband green, meaning 3 points for the wrestler wearing the green leg band, and that is Ian Elliott.
He'll wait to score the points until after the hold has been released.
And at the end of 2 periods, Ian Elliott now with a 3-2 lead over Brad Bauer at 130 pounds in Class A.
And Elliott looks like he's going to choose the down position. But we've got a little timeout here. A bloody nose.
Obviously, for medical purposes, you have to stop it when you see blood.
Right. They get 5 minutes total time for timeouts.
On the left there, that's Brett Porter, head coach at Coal City, and what a great Illinois wrestling family he comes from. Head coach Tom was a great high school coach at Arlington Heights Hersey, and eventually at the University of Illinois, Hall of Famer.
Right.
And his brother's the head coach of Muhammad Seymour, another great wrestling power.
Yeah. I think Tom's team won it at Hersey, won the state championship in 71 and 72, excuse me. And we got Bauer on top. And Elliott trying to get away.
Elliott leading 3-2, but right now control still being given by the referee to Bauer.
Here's an example of the cross body ride. When you get too high, and he's putting himself in danger. Elliott's looking to try to put his arm around his waist. He'll score a reversal if he does do that.
All the scoring is based on control, right, Dan? It's by gaining control, reversing control, or escaping control.
Exactly. If you take someone to the mat under control, you'll get your takedown. If you get an escape away from control, you'll get a point. If you reverse somebody's control, you'll get 2 points. And there's your 2-point reversal.
And Elliott now a 5-2 lead, 48 seconds left in their match.
Now Elliott's put in a crossbody ride. Well, he's taking it out now.
And That was ruled a stalemate.
Yes.
How does the official determine a stalemate? No progress given, or?
That's true. That's correct. If there's any progress going anywhere, nobody's going to score any points, and neither person can move anywhere, he'll stop it and start it again. The reason for it is to promote scoring.
Just 18 seconds remaining.
A stand-up attempt by Bauer.
Bauer needing the reversal to pull within a point. Just 10 seconds left, and again a stalemate. 9 seconds remaining.
He gets an ankle pick to break him down, and that should pretty much do it.
So a 5-2 win for Ian Elliott. He picks up 3 points for Coal City, and now they trail Oregon 18-15 in the team standings. Now over at AA at 125 pounds. Just 37 seconds left. Ryan Cumbie in the green, Connor McClintock of Mount Carmel in the brown. And right now it's Cumbie leading 7-2.
McClintock was a state qualifier in '98, but Cumbie was 3rd in '97 and 4th in '98 in the state, so he's a two-time placer. We've got two outstanding wrestlers going against each other here.
And that's it. Ryan Cumbie wins 7-2, and that's 3 points for Providence, and they now take a 19-6 lead in their team battle with Mount Carmel with 8 weight classes to go. Back with more from Eastside Center, the State Dual Team Wrestling Championships on Fox after this. Welcome back to the Eastside Center. Tom Stalker, Dan Cliff with you. This is the 8th weight class at Class A, 135 pounds. Roger D'Orazio for Coal City, Jeremy Benish for Oregon. And they're halfway through their first round, no score.
D'Orazio is in there trying to score a takedown here, and Benish is trying to counter him. Benish was a 4th place winner in a state tournament this year, but he just gave up a 2-point takedown. There's the Oregon coaching staff. Mike Papini on the left.
They made it to the finals. They lost to Sandwich in the state championships last year, and from that day on, their goal was to get back here to the finals. And nothing shy, they said their goal was of winning the state championship.
Well, they were very obvious and adamant about it. They were right open about it. They were coming after everybody that was in their way, and they were wrestling very well.
Right now, Oregon leads halfway through the weight classes, 18-15 as they're out of the circle.
Benish tried to stand up and tried to get away. He was working on hand control, went down, and they called a 1-point technical violation against D'Orazio for locked hands in the down position. When you're in a neutral position, you can lock your hands, but when you're down on the mat, you cannot lock your hands unless you're in a pinning combination.
Just about out of time in the first round, with D'Orazio leading 2-1.
There's 1-point escape at the buzzer for Benish. Makes the score 2-2. They're in the neutral position. A shot by Benish. And another shot, double leg shot, as they go out of bounds.
Let's move over to AA, 130 pounds. Rick Olsta for Providence, John Casey from Mount Carmel. And they had a medical stoppage And let's see if we can go back and take a look and see exactly what happened. Watch the left knee for Casey. Casey's left knee. You see he's got brace on it already.
Casey's left knee got bent away from the regular way it bends, and he hurt his knee, as you can see.
Trying to bend it the way it wasn't supposed to go.
Well, it didn't look to me like it was intentional, but obviously he got hurt.
It is 2-0 Ulster against John Casey. Now, right now in the team battle, Dan, it's 19-6 in favor of Providence. And you might say, well, does somebody panic yet? No, not when you can pick up 6 points in a hurry in this sport.
You see, especially when you've got 4 state place winners ready to wrestle you.
A lot of the strategy is looking at the matchups, see where you literally had that good chance to win. Or maybe sometimes you might say, I'll put somebody maybe moving up a weight, go ahead and give up a weight class, and see if I can move somebody else up a weight class and really give somebody a run for their money and pick up some points. Exactly.
You want to score the most points you can. And that's the name of the game here in the dual meets, is not allow points and to score as many as you can as far as a team.
See, individually, obviously, a wrestler would have his favorite weight class and his strongest weight class, and that's where he goes. Here, he may not be wrestling at his favorite weight class for the strategy angle of it.
A perfect example is Jason Napes was third in the state at 215 for Mount Carmel this year, and he's going to be wrestling 189 today. So.
A minute 30 remaining in the second period. It's still Rick Ulster of Providence leading 2-0.
They went out of bounds. Official whistles them. They're going back to the center. Ulster tries a shot and he gets countered.
When you get 2 evenly matched wrestlers, do they usually wind up with high scoring, both wrestlers getting a lot of takedowns, or do you wind up with bouts like this, already late in the second round, just 2 points?
Well, it depends. Sometimes you'll see 2 guys just open up. If they're really good, they'll open up and score a lot of points, and sometimes they'll be conservative like this. It depends on the way they go after it.
It's kind of like basketball coaches. Some like the slow tempo, others like to run and gun, and you can use that same philosophy even in this sport on this one-to-one, as one-to-one an individual sport as you'll ever find, and that is amateur wrestling.
Well, I think that's one of the greatest things about wrestling is you get out in the middle of the circle, and I can't blame the coach because he didn't start me or somebody didn't block for me. It's your baby. You're out there by yourself. Can't blame anybody else.
19 seconds left in the second round. Still Ulster leading 2-0. No scoring for either wrestler in this second period.
A front headlock position by the Mount Carmel wrestler.
And they're going to the third round. If you take a look at the Mount Carmel wrestlers, when you get a chance, take a look at the socks. They're that rag, gray and white. Those were presents from Anthony Opiola and Erwinski. They got them for the whole team to help promote unity. You take a look. Just something little like that to promote the team unity. There you see all the wrestlers of Mount Carmel wearing those socks given by their very talented teammates. When you have such an individual sport like this, Dan, I suppose things like that to promote team unity, you can use everything you can to help promote still the team aspect of it.
Well, sometimes it's hard to promote the team aspect when you have an individual sport like this, but that's what's a great part about it is a team sport as well as an individual.
Well, you get the chemistry, you get wrestlers feeding off each other with the adrenaline, with the emotion. And that has created great stories with major upsets in dual team history with individuals who maybe weren't favored to win. They come through with a big turnaround and help lead their team to victory.
I think you saw one this afternoon with Oregon and Montini.
Yeah, major upset there in Class A. Minute 15 remaining in the third round. Just the 2 points Ulster picked up all the way back in the first period has been able to stand up throughout this bout.
Ulster riding a tight waist. Now he's trying to bring him down to the mat as they go out of bounds.
1 minute to go in the third round, and just 2 points separate these two at 130 pounds.
You can hear the crowd cheering. It's the other mat going on. As we told you earlier, there's 4 dual meets going on here, and it's pandemonium. Now an intentional escape with 1 minute to go.
That makes it 3-0.
Casey in on a single leg.
Seconds left, they're out of the circle.
Scored 2 points there because his knees and feet were inbounds of the offensive wrestler.
So Ulster picked up 3 total, 1 on the intentional escape, and then got 2 on the takedown, and now leads 5-0. Now maybe unlike other sports, a shutout doesn't get you anything other than maybe a little self-satisfaction.
There goes the shutout.
Yep, there's the escape, 5-1.
Ulster has to throw him. He's only got 20 seconds left to score 5 points. He's going to have to throw him to his back. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get an underhook and lift him so he can throw him.
Providence about to take a 16-point edge in the team battle. Just 5 seconds left. They're on the edge of the circle. They're out of the circle.
Bishop scores a 2-point takedown for Mount Carmel.
Makes it 5-3. Ulster, though, still with the lead.
And a 5-3 Providence win here.
And a 22-6 lead in the team battle for Providence after 7 matches.
But it's not over yet because we've got 4 state place winners coming up for Mount Carmel.
Over at Class A, the bout between Jeremy Benesh and Roger D'Orazio ended, and I believe D'Orazio wound up defaulting. He has to be helped off. Let's see if we can find out as Brett Porter, his coach, carries him to the bench area.
Bennett shoots in on a double leg and brings him down. He brought him down hard, but the official didn't think it was a slam. And if the offensive wrestler slams him, he could actually lose a match for doing that.
That match, by the way, did go the full regulation. It was 11-3 Benesh, and 22-15 is Oregon's lead now in the team battle through 8 rounds. Let's go over to Double A at 135 pounds. This is Anthony Opiola. He was one of the benefactors for the team's socks here in the finals. And in the green for Providence, it is Lucas Roberts.
Anthony is a 2-time placer. He was 4th in 1997 and 3rd place in the state tournament this year. And he scored a quick takedown.
He leads 2-0 halfway through the first period. Let's head over to Class A at 140 pounds. Dave Mola for Coal City, and for Oregon, Jeremy Kinney. No score in the first round. Right now, this is 140 pounds, and it's a 22-15 team lead for Oregon. The Hawks of Ogle County currently in the team lead in this battle, looking for their first ever. In fact, for either team, it'll be their first ever dual team state championship.
Coal City's from the Interstate Conference, and Oregon is from the Big Northern Conference.
.52 seconds to go in the first round. Still no score between Mola and Kinney.
A single leg by Mola, and he takes Kinney down for 2 points.
And they wind up out of the circle, but Mola got his 2 points and has a 2-0 lead with 38 seconds remaining in the first period.
Mola signaling the optional start, a freestyle start, what they call it.
That gives a point to your opponent.
Yep. It's a strategy they use. He feels that he can take him down, so he's going to give him 1 and take 2 every time.
Take 2 and maybe more in a near fall situation if you can do it.
Exactly. And there he did it again. 2-point takedown.
And he leads 4-1. 16 seconds to go in the first period.
He's going to have to ride him out here for 16 seconds. He doesn't want to give 1 away. That's what he's doing.
And at the end of the first period, Dave Mola a 4-1 lead. We move over to AA at 135 pounds. Anthony Opiola now a 5-1 lead with 43 seconds to go in the second period.
Opiola on top, scores 2 points. He's got the red ankle bands. And he's putting the legs in. He's going to try to run a cross-body ride so they can score points.
Mount Carmel bringing a 24-0 dual meet record into the finals, including a dual meet win over Providence. Providence 28-2 in dual meets on the year. That's the end of the second round. 7-1. Opiola leading Lucas Roberts. Six more weight classes to go in AA after this here at 135 pounds.
There's an intentional escape allowed by Opiola. He feels he can come in and take him down as well. Takedown and an intentional escape. He's trying to build the score up so he can score bonus points for his team.
See, he's leading by 6 now, 9-3. You need to have an 8-point margin to get that bonus point and get 4 points for your team in the standings.
He's got a cross face and he's trying to spin around behind the Providence wrestler to get control. And there's his 2 points takedown.
Now an 8-point margin. He's got a major decision.
Another intentional escape, so he's going for more. He's got 50 seconds.
See, now he's back down to a 7-point margin, but he figures it won't last long. He'll get 2 more quick.
Another takedown, and he's put an arm bar with the legs in. He's going to try to score points, back points here.
He's got a 9-point edge with 35 seconds to go.
He's got him on his back. Officials counting back points. He's got both legs hooked. He's going to try to lift the head so that it pushes the back down.
10 seconds to go.
He's working for a fall very hard.
Just 3 seconds left.
Fall.
10.
A fall with 1 second left.
Oh, 5:59. The time of the fall, and that's the difference between 4 points for your team in the standings and 6 points.
That's a big swing when you have two close teams like this.
Now it pulls Mount Carmel within 10 at 22-12 with 6 weight classes to go. Back with more from East Peoria. The dual meet state championships coming your way on Fox. And welcome back to Eastside Center, East Peoria. We are going to Class A. This is 140 pounds, and they're going into the final round. Dave Mola of Coal City, Jeremy Kinney of Oregon, and Mola with a 6-3 lead.
Kinney in on a double leg. He's trying to score a takedown out of bounds, and he does. He's asking his coach, should he intentionally release him? And the coach says yes. So intentional escape. Now he's going after another takedown. Got a minute and a half to do it.
Mola with an 8-4 lead and a minute 15 to go.
Canadian on a single leg. Mola countering though. Call out of bounds. You got 50 seconds left, score 8-4. There's 1 point stalling, 1 point green stalling red. Kinney is stalling, so Mola is trying to force more.
Mola came into the quarterfinals, a 30-10 record on the year. Kinney came into the quarterfinals 24-13.
Another stalling call. That's another point for green.
And a 10-4 lead for Mola.
Now this is interesting because you got 17 seconds left. If he scores a 2-point takedown, that's an additional team point. And the next stalling call would be 2 as well.
7 seconds left. He didn't get it, but Mola wins 10-4. And Oregon's lead over Coal City now 22-18. With 5 weight classes to go. Fans from the Kohlers of Coal City down here in East Peoria. Let's go over to AA. As Providence getting into some of their talented weight classes. Nick Pasolano for Providence. Pat Ross for Mount Carmel. A minute 26 to go in the second round. And Pasolano leading 2-0.
Pasolano was 5th in the state this year at 140 pounds. And
Ross only 14 bouts this year. And Pasolano just leading by 2. A little over 30 seconds into the second round as Ross tends to a shoelace. This is 140 pounds. 5 weight classes left in AA after this.
He's trying to elevate him and bring him back down to the mat. Ross is trying to score a reversal here. If he can slide his hips over the top, he'll score a 2-point reversal, and there it is.
And ups his lead to 4-0. A minute to go, second round.
This is a very key match for Mount Carmel, as they've got a state placer here. They need to score points with him. Consequently, it's even bigger for Providence.
Right. They've got the wrestler who placed 5th at 140 pounds. Of course, then at the next weight class, Mount Carmel's got Jason Erwinski at 145. Providence leading by 10 points right now.
Erwinski was undefeated state champion this year. We're looking forward to see him wrestle soon.
27 seconds to go in the second period. After 8 matches, you see it's 22-12 in the team battle.
Ross on top in the green. He's riding the legs as time expires here.
And Pasolano will take a 4-0 lead over Ross into the final period.
Pasolano chooses a down position. The logic's real basic there. He's just going to get away so that he can get 1 point. It means he only has to score 1 less point on takedowns. That's if he can get away.
That's if he can get away, indeed. Stalemate. Pasolano only 4 points so far, but he hasn't been in any danger here against Ross.
Ross got a half Nelson in here. But he's not able to do anything with it. Now he goes to a wrist series. Trying to pull the wrist out from the front of him, go around behind his back.
Under a minute now for the third round.
Still riding the wrist series. Riding him out. Got 30 seconds to go.
The case for Pasolano, not flashy here, but effective.
Very effective.
Just 10 seconds to go.
Official stops the match. About 1 point, red.
Ross gets his first point. Suddenly you saw Ross's legs flying into the air.
He's trying to forward roll, just trying to get away. We call 1 point red.
Just 4 seconds remaining. And Pasolano wins it 4-1. And Providence now a 25-12 lead in the team battle with 5 weight classes to go. Back with more from East Peoria after this on Fox. Welcome back to East Peoria. Tom Stalker, Dan Cliff with you. We go to Class A action at 145 pounds. Sean Connolly for Oregon and Steve Payne for Coal City. Connolly a 5, now a 6-3 lead with 1:38 remaining as they get an injury timeout for Sean Connolly as he is looked at by the trainers here at East Peoria. Just 4 points right now. Brett Porter talking with Steve Payne. You see Oregon a 4-point lead in the team standings, including this weight class. Just 5 weight classes to go. And you see the crowd, they're having a good time here at East Town Center, East Peoria.
Both Coal City and Oregon both brought big contingents of fans today. It's great.
All 4 of our finalists have great followings, and they have filled up this building to the limits. Third round action here. Connolly leading Payne 5-3. Connolly's in the red.
Payne with a double underhook. Connolly sagging, trying to counter him. Payne with a 2-point takedown. Now an escape makes the score 7-5, and they go out of bounds as the official catches him.
Payne came into the weekend with a record of 13-19 on the year. Meanwhile, Connolly for Oregon came into the weekend's action 14-23. .30 seconds to go.
There's a warning stalling call on green, 1-point red. Connolly in on a double leg. Payne trying to throw into his back. He's not successful. A 2-point takedown for Connolly.
And he leads 10-5. Just 7 seconds to go. And it's over. Connolly wins 10-5. 3 more points for Oregon. They take a 25-18 lead in the team battle. Over at AA, let's go at 145 pounds. Brian Glenn for Providence. Alan Rottenberg for Mount Carmel. Glenn came into the quarterfinals 37-9. Roddenberg 24-10 beginning today's action.
Glenn was a state qualifier this year at Champaign. He's on top, wearing the green singlet.
This match, by the way, scoreless with 1:18 to go in the second period.
Now he's got a hold of his wrist. He's trying to tip him towards his back. He uses his forearm as a pry bar, but he wasn't able to do that. Now he's got a half Nelson in with wrist control on the other side.
Don't forget the Chicago Sun-Times newspaper network, the official newspapers of the IHSA state championships. 47 seconds to go. Still no score between Glenn of Providence and Roddenberg of Mount Carmel.
Glenn still on top. Coming up to 30 seconds left in the second period. Now he's got wrist control. He's trying to turn him towards his back.
There's the first point for Rodenberg. 1-0 he leads. Just 8 seconds to go in the second round.
They go out of bounds, and they'll have to return to the center.
And after 2 periods, Rodenberg of Mount Carmel, a 1-0 lead over Brian Glenn of Providence.
Glenn chooses the down position, hoping to get an escape so he could tie the score.
Looked like a leg and ankle was hooked there by Rodenberg. You could hear Glenn complaining to Bruce Bartos.
Called 1 point illegal hold. Coach Wick in the corner is not happy with that illegal hold call. And an escape.
And Glenn now a 2-1 lead, 1:20 to go here at 145 pounds in AA. And they're out of the circle. Brian Glenn of Providence leading 2-1. .50 seconds to go in the third round. Just 1 point separating Glenn and Rodenberg.
They return back to the center. Rodenberg has to have a takedown here to win. He's got 30 seconds to do it in.
Would Providence consider this a bonus win if they come away with this victory here?
I think so. Anytime you win a close match, you know, those are very key, because that's 3 points that you get and 3 points that your opponent doesn't get.
Right. Just 16 seconds to go. Of course, if they wind up tied at the end of the third period, they go to a fourth period sudden death. The first points would win.
Right, it's 2-minute period and sudden death.
But it's not going to happen. Brian Glenn wins 2-1, and Providence now takes a 28-12 lead in the team battle after 10 weight classifications. Coming back with more of the state dual team wrestling championships from East Town Center in East Peoria after this. And welcome back to East Peoria. Tom Stalker, Dan Cliff with you. This is Class A, 152 pounds. Mark Heng, as you see through 10 matches, Oregon on a 7-point lead in the team battle. And Mark Heng in the red here leading Josh Conroy 5-1. Not a team of stars, not a lot of big stars on this Oregon team, but if there was one, Mark Heng would probably be their biggest star.
He's one of them. He was 4th place in the state this year at 160 pounds, but as we said earlier, he's moved to 152 pounds for the team.
He still leads 5-1 with just seconds remaining in the second round. And so we go to the third round. A 5-1 edge for Mark Heng.
Out comes the trainer, fixes the headgear, and off he goes.
It's the most exciting time of the high school year. It's March Madness, and your home for all the action is Fox Sports Chicago. For the next 2 weeks, see the best boys hoopsters in Illinois battle for the state championships. Check your local listings for the IHSA Boys Basketball Championships on Fox Sports Chicago. Back at 152 pounds, Mark Heng of Oregon, Josh Conroy of Coal City, and Heng still leading 5-1.
He's in on a single leg, takes him down for 2 points takedown, makes that 7-1. This is a crucial time right now. They need to make a decision what they're going to do with Heng because he's winning by 6 points.
They're right on the edge of the circle, and with that quick move out of the circle. 1:22 remaining in the third period.
Conroy with a switch, comes around with a reversal. Breaks that lead to a 4-point lead. .57 seconds left in the third period.
Certainly a 4-point margin, not insurmountable for Conroy. But he's going to have to try to do it against perhaps the best Oregon's got.
He's very high on those legs, and he had to pay for it. Oh, counted with a cradle, goes right to his back.
36 seconds remaining. 11-3 now. Heng with an 8-point margin. A major decision right now if he can hang on.
And Heng's very good on top, so I think you're going to see some things happen here. He's got a middle series in, half Nelson. He's trying to turn this wrestler to his back.
Heng looking for his 41st win of the year, and he's just 5 seconds away. And he wins a major decision, 11-3. And a 29-18 lead for Oregon in the team battle. Back with more of the dual team championships from East Peoria after this timeout on Fox. And this is a big bout here. You've got Jason Irwinski, the 145 individual titleist for Mount Carmel, against Sean Nutzman, who was fifth at 152 pounds for Providence. And they're in the second period, 17 seconds, and it's a 1-0 lead for Irwinski.
Very close match going on. A warning for stalling against Green, the Mount Carmel wrestler. The official does not think that he's coming off parallel, trying to force a turn towards the back.
You see the team score, 28-12 Providence. 5 weight classes, including this one here at 152 pounds to go. It was interesting. We had a lot of pins early in the action on both sides in A and AA, but it's been mainly decisions now. Real close bouts.
Well, that's indicative of two very good teams. You know, you might have a couple weight classes where you've got some falls, but there's going to be close matches all the way through.
And they come out of the circle almost right here at the table. At Matt's side, 1:46 remaining. They're just underway in the third round. 1-0 Irwinski leading Nutzman.
And there's an escape with a stand-up. Scores 2-0.
Irwinski 39-0 on the year. Meanwhile, Nitzman came into the action today at 45-6. A lot of success between these two wrestlers this year.
Nowitzki tries a high crotch shot, but he gets straightened out, and it looks like he may be in trouble here. He's trying to hang on the leg to prevent control.
And 2 for Nitzman, and it's a 2-2 bout. 40 seconds to go. Nitzman can really put Providence in command if he pulls away. A big victory here. They lead right now by 16 in the team battle.
If they were to win this match, it would be really big. And the crowd standing up on both sides.
30 seconds to go, and it's 2-2.
Some question with the official and the scorekeeper. Looks like they got that cleared up. They're going to explain it to Coach Healy. And here we go. 29 seconds left in the match. Score's tied. Nowitzki on the bottom. Nowitzki tries a switch, and he's able to scores a reversal. A 2-point reversal. Score 4-2.
Erwinski up by 2 with 22 seconds to go. Quite literally and figuratively, he's had his hands full in this bout here.
Oh, he sure has. This was not an easy match to win. No points awarded by the official, and the score stands at 4-2.
Erwinski goes to 50-0. He wins 4-2, and that makes it 28-15. Providence up by 13 with 3 weight classes to go. Meanwhile, we've had a clincher over at 160 pounds in Class A. Rob Wilkins for Oregon. T.J. Gray for Coal City. We go and look at it on tape at 160 pounds. In the second period, Wilkins getting the pin. That puts him up 17 points with 2 weight classes to go, and it clinches the title for Oregon.
Oregon's going to win their first state championship, and they did what they came here to do and did what they said they were going to do.
So after a second place finish, that fall by Rob Wilkins with 2 weight classes to go gave him an insurmountable 17-point lead at 35-18. How about that?
That's great.
The smile says it all. Let's go back to AA. At 160 pounds, this is Justin Ruggiero. Well, one of the top wrestlers he's been in the state over the past couple of years. Against Mount Carmel's Andrew Curran.
Justin was 3rd in the state this year, and Curran was 4th in the state.
Now 13 points separate the 2. If Providence just gets a decision here, it's all over. It would put him 16 points up with 2 weight classes to go. So Curran,
there's a tip,
battling to keep his team alive.
A tip takedown by the Providence wrestler, and scores 2-0.
1 minute to go in the first period as they're out of the circle.
It's an important point to remember that Providence is very young. They've only got 3 seniors in the whole lineup.
Providence and Justin Ruggiero can clinch it here with a simple decision.
One-point escape. Kieran with a front headlock situation. He's looking. Now he's in a single leg. Ruggiero countering.
.33 seconds to go in the first period. Curran knows what his job has to be here. He's got to win to keep Mount Carmel in it. If he were to win this, it would put Mount Carmel 10 points down with 2 bouts to go. It would not be easy.
But it's possible.
But possible.
Two officials are going to confer. No takedown. Coach Wick looking at his wrestler's hand there. Looks like they're going to apply a little tape there. A little support.
Now, even though in Class A, mathematically, Coal City's been eliminated, they continue to wrestle on in the last 2 weight classes. And you can take a look, though. I'm not sure these Coal City wrestlers are in it in terms of mentally. They know. You take a look, that's Oregon side there. You also take a look over on the Coal City side, and you can just see some long faces. You see Oregon, they know. As we go back to AA.
They're still attending to his thumb. Looks like he might have injured his thumb a little bit. They're going to support it a little bit.
There you go back at A, and I was referring to some long faces. It's been a long day of wrestling, and they know that they'll come up with the 3rd second-place finish in their school's history. But again, they continue to wrestle on at 171, and they'll still wrestle at 189. After all, it is the state championships, and it all ends here.
And it is a team sport. That's why they're feeling down. They're all in it together.
Back at AA, 160 pounds. They're beginning the second period. Justin Ruggiero leading Andrew Curran by the score of 2-1. And they wind up out of the circle once again.
Curran stands up. He's trying to get an escape, working on hand control.
Ruggiero trying to bring him back down, and they tumbled at the edge of the circle. This is the second round, 1:33 remaining. Justin Ruggiero in the green, leading 2-1.
Justin with a cradle. He's got a cradle on the Mount Carmel wrestler, trying to turn him towards his back, but he's not going to be successful with that. Kieran countering with a single leg, just grabbing onto his leg. They're holding on for dear life.
That was the hold I usually use, the dear life hold. Just hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, me too.
That was in gym class. I was never good enough to try this stuff for real in the interscholastic level. But the overall strength and flexibility of these athletes is just amazing. It's overall body strength. You don't see the real physically cut, the bodybuilder type in this sport. This is one that demands overall fitness.
But I think the sport has changed a lot over the years. In the last 20 years, it's gone from a bulk and strength thing to a leverage and flexibility. And you know, the sport has gotten a lot better.
And they're out of the circle. 41 seconds remaining. It's even up now, 2-2. And Curran still has a chance to keep the Caravan alive. Ruggio going for the clincher.
You can tell it's been a long day for these two wrestlers. They've had a hard 3 matches.
It may be 3 2-minute periods, but I can only imagine it sometimes seems like an eternity.
"20 seconds. Ruggio with a overhook. And we go to the third period. Ruggio chooses down. That gives him the opportunity for an escape and would put him up 3-2 if he does score that escape.
We're going to take a break and be back with the third period of this bout at 160 pounds as the dual team state championships continues on Fox. Welcome back, AA, 160 pounds, still 2-2. Justin Ruggio and Andrew Curran. Ruggio in the green, Curran in the brown.
There's 1-point escape for Ruggio. Curran attempted a 3-quarter Nelson and was unsuccessful. Now they're on their feet.
Providence could be a minute 6 away from winning the dual team title for the 4th time and overall the 6th time. They also won at the old individual format in 78 and 81.
Curran in on a single leg. Ruggio countering.
And they're out of the circle with just 40 seconds remaining, and Ruggio leading 3-2. And if he holds on, that's all it takes.
The double leg shot by Ruggio. 20 seconds to go. Curran takes a single leg shot. Ruggio's got a whizzer counter.
10 seconds. Now 7 seconds, and the Providence fans are smelling a state championship. They stand behind us. Just 4 seconds. Celtics are the state champions. A 3-2 win for Justin Ruggio. Puts them ahead 31-15 with 2 bouts to go, and they celebrate.
Look at the crowd go crazy. It was a great match. Providence has wrestled well today.
Providence with 171 and 189 pounds still to go, but it's been decided. Providence wins it for a 2nd consecutive year. And their 4th dual team championship. Back with more from East Peoria after this timeout on Fox. And welcome back to the East Side Center in East Peoria. We've got jubilation all around us here, and especially here at our table as we're joined by Keith Healy, the victorious head coach of Providence. And Keith, you broke the seal last year. You got your first. What does it feel like the second time around?
It feels just as nice. Yeah, our kids came out and did a great job, so got to give a lot of credit to them.
Was there any turning point in this final match?
I really have to say it was down low when we pinned at the 103 and then beat them at 112, because those were two matches that we lost earlier in the season, and we turned around big there. So.
You know this team, Mount Carmel, so very well. The fourth time you had taken them on, and you beat them in the Catholic League Championship. They beat you in a duel. Did any of that figure in this evening in knowing them so well?
I think it does, just for the simple reason that you have an idea who they may put out on the mat at a time, but but they got the same opportunity for us too. So.
It has to be a feeling now that your program, after some near misses there, finishing third there for several years, now back-to-back championships, you've got to feel like right now you carry the banner as the best AA program in the state.
Thank you very much on that. We've done real well so far since I've been there. Like I say, I got a great staff. I got great kids coming in from the different programs throughout this area, and I give a lot of credit to those guys.
Let's take a look. We've got the clincher for you when Justin Ruggio there just needed to have that win, a 3-2 victory, not very flashy, but let's go take a look, and you see it on the monitors.
Yeah, Justin ended up beat him a little bit flashier at the States for third and fourth, and I was kind of worried about his strength right here, obviously, but he ended up coming out, facing him, and did a great job.
Keith, what did you do? What did you say to your wrestlers to get them prepared for today?
Well, it was just a situation where we had a feeling we can stay with them. We had to have a couple breaks, and we did down low. What I said to them is, hey, you guys wanted to do this from the beginning of the season. Here's your chance. So that's what we did.
Well, they sure wrestled well tonight.
I was very happy. They definitely did.
Yeah, nice job.
Thank you very much.
All right, Keith Healy, the victorious head coach of Providence, back with more from East Peoria as our coverage on Fox continues. And welcome back. They're giving out the awards here at East Side Center, the 15th State Dual Team Wrestling Championships. With us, though, a very happy coach, Mike Papini of the Oregon Hawks, and last year you finished second in this event. And I understand you said from that day on, you set your goal for you, your team, to win it all. A lot of teams set goals, not all realize it. You did it, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. It feels great. I guess it's going to take a while for it to actually sink in, but our kids have worked really hard, and we did set goals. And when we left here last year, even though we did well for our first trip down, we went away feeling a little bit empty, and I think our kids remembered that. We had 7 new varsity starters in our team this year, and so when the season started out, we didn't really know what we were going to have, but as the season progressed, we found out that we had a pretty solid team, and things have really worked out well for us.
It's got to be a salute to your program to have 7 new faces and have such great balance that you had this whole year.
One.
Really is. I think it's not only a salute to our kids, but to all of my assistant coaches who work real hard, and we work as a team. I think our whole program works that way.
Well, I tell you what, we've even honored one of your wrestlers with our special match of the night. We take a look at our Pepsi match of the night, and that had to be the clincher when your wrestler at 160 pounds, Rob Wilkins, put it away, put it out of reach with this pin over T.J. Gray. And that gave Oregon its first ever team state championship here in wrestling. And so this wraps up the 15th edition of the State Dual Team Wrestling Championships. Oregon wins at Class A, and Providence wins at Class AA. So for Dan Cliff, I'm Tom Stalker saying so long from East Side Center in East Peoria, Illinois. You've been watching the IHSA Boys Dual Team Wrestling Championships. The proceeding has been an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Chicago and Intersport Television.